The new Master Duel set has finally shaken up the Master Duel meta, so let's go over the top 5 best decks right now. Now, if you enjoy this type of content, be sure to subscribe. We're very close to 50,000, so thank you so much for subscribing. On number 5, we have Labyrinth. Now, this deck has been very strong in Master Duel for quite a while. It has some qualities that are very specifically good in Master Duel right now. First of all, it doesn't really care about Max C, and of course that is always a big one. Like, sure, it might special summon once, maybe twice, but they need to be really popping off like crazy for it to be more than that. And if they get max seed, they can still choose to stop halfway through and do the rest of their summons on the opponent's turn, or, you know, their turn, depending on when everything is happening. Because yes, with the furnitures, they can also play on turn 0, the opponent's turn, and just start playing around stuff before the opponent can actually establish their negates. Now, another really important reason this deck actually is so good right now is because on the previous ban lists, it barely got hit. While other decks got slaughtered left and right, this deck just kept on kicking on. It seems the devs didn't really care, and so it is still a super powerful deck right now. Now, the biggest issues the deck has, of course, is first of all Ash Blossom. Sometimes an Ash Blossom on welcome is simply enough to stop them, but very often it also isn't. Another big weakness, of course, is Bell. If they get belled on their big welcome, they do not like that at all. But luckily, Bell is not in every single deck. It is sometimes hard to justify because it is definitely one of the weaker hand traps out there. Now, Vanquish Soul can run it in their main deck because they do like the Earth attribute as well, and Branded being a really solid deck right now as well still makes Bell okay, so sometimes they will run into it, but not nearly enough for Labyrinth to feel targeted. So that's why it is still currently on number 5 on this list. On number 4, I already kind of spoiled it, we have Vanquish Soul. Again, this deck has not received real hits on the ban list. It also is one of the few decks that got all of its support in the form of, is it Yugioh? I always mispronounce this guy's name. The fire guy. That's how they keep on plussing on both turns, and this is really what makes Vanquish Soul feel complete when playing it. So we were all mind blown that they got that card while every other archetype seemingly is always waiting for something. I am still waiting for Rescue Ace to get all of their cards because that deck is going to be crazy once it's full power, especially if we get a Diabellstar engine soon as well. Really looking forward to that. But again, enough about Rescue Ace. Vanquish Soul is just still really powerful, and of course it is also a shifter deck. Not only is shifter a dark, which is sometimes an attribute you need, but it also is just a deck that doesn't really care about shiftering itself. And so given that shifter is very strong against some of the top decks right now, that also makes Vanquish Soul so much stronger. However, these decks, we've already spoken about these plenty. Now let's get into our top 3, where we actually have a brand new deck entering the fray. And a lot of people were saying, no, it's not gonna do anything, don't care, it's not that good, we have Maxi, blah blah blah. No, number 3 is Super Heavy Samurai. This deck is just a bullshit FTK type deck. It's simple like that. However, it is only on number 3 right now in my opinion because everyone seems to be targeting the living hell out of it. Everyone is now on Droll, whereas usually Droll doesn't seem to be that played in Master Duel. Usually Droll really conflicts with Max C, and a lot of decks tend to be fine just passing turn on the Droll and then still having enough gas to stop the opponent, get their own turn back, and then the Droll doesn't matter. Kind of like Max C is already fueling the format to lose less to Droll. But because Super Heavy says fuck it, we'll play that Gamma, will probably play through the Max C. Fuck your Droll, we'll just keep going. Droll is mained. And so Super Heavy, I don't know what to tell you. Either you stop them or you get pseudo FTK'd. I saw some people saying, oh, the end board can be Dark Ruler no more. But of course, the really good Super Heavy Samurai players already have different combos to play around that. Some of them are trying to do Spell Canceller to stop you from using spells altogether. Nice Dark Ruler no more. Goodbye. I also uploaded a Super Heavy Samurai deck where I was Omega looping the opponent. So like, yeah, sure, you can have Dark Ruler no more, but I'm still gonna put up these negates and take 2 cards out of your hand. So you have to have exactly Dark Ruler no more. It cannot get hand looped out of your hand. And now you have 3 cards left to clear my board, and I will have enough follow-up to keep going. So like, nah. You're dead. It's over. GG. Whether you choose the hand loop variant or the spell canceller variant or all the other variants we've already seen, some with tunneler, adding back all the follow-up and so forth, Super Heavy Samurai can build whatever the hell they want. Some people also try to play like Pendulum with Super Heavy Samurai. This engine can be splashed in anything, but so right now this seems to be a pretty solid deck, also topping left and right. With that being said, not being able to play Call by the Grave and Crossout does mean you are gonna get max seed a little more often, which is why why the other two decks I'm about to talk about right now seem to be slightly better still. On number 2, we have another deck that actually got way better with a new support, and that is Manium. So Manium is like this deck where everyone seems to want to play it, but it has so many ultra rares and it was given to us in so many waves of support that a lot of people actually gave up on building it before it was even fully here. And even right now, Manium is still missing Visa Samsara. However, because of the new Visas Amritara, the deck now feels complete enough to where finally it feels like a full strategy. You have 1-card combos, you have 2-card combos, you have 3-card combos, you can play non-engine, you can combo consistently, and your end boards are, just like Super Heavy Samurai, pseudo FTKs, but without scooping to maxi as often because you still have the call by, you still have the cross out, and so forth. Manium can really end on anything they want right now, kind of like the TCG, though a little less reliable because they do not have the Samsara yet, but still right now Manium seems to be the combo deck of the moment. With Super Heavy, very, very close, but they both do not like the exact same non-engine. They don't like maxi, they don't like Droll, just that Manium has a few more cards to stop them from happening. And then finally on number 1, we have had this deck on number 1 the last time as well. That is Branded. Branded still seems to be the number 1 deck. It still seems to be topping the most reliable. It has all of the follow-up in the world. It can choose to not summon too much under maxi, though of course it would like to actually summon a whole lot. If you waste your Ash on Branded Fusion, that means their maxi might come true. And beyond that, these days they can actually play through an Ash on Branded Fusion pretty well. You know, the running meme is kind of dead, and now the deck just feels like a real deck. I do think we're going to get a ban list pretty soon that is hopefully going to address this, because this deck has been running around for so damn long. Even though I really like the deck, I understand it's kind of been overstaying its welcome. I'm sure Konami currently is looking at this and going, huh, we really want you to buy the latest packs, and you're not buying the latest packs if you keep on playing Branded. So they will probably, I don't know, try to change that, probably push everyone to that Manium and Super Heavy Samurai. Before then, I think nuking the Super Heavy Samurai, because boy, that deck is not that fun to play against. Either you got T out or you don't. Now finally, I have one more honorable mention, and that is Mathmech. I actually talked about this deck a little while ago as well. How this is secretly like the deck that can play so much non-engine and has so many 1-card combos and can play through so much. And that is still the case. I think Mathmech is still a really, really crazy deck. I didn't really find where I wanted to put in the top 5, but so I definitely did want to give it that honorable mention because it is still really solid. And whenever you see like these bigger tournaments, you see it also still being part of that top cut. So definitely want to give some love to Mathmech. That is all for today. If you found this interesting and you want to see more like this, be sure to subscribe. We're on our way to that 50K, and I will see you soon. Ciao.